Jai Gurudev and welcome to this week's summary of Yoga Vasishta. This week we will see what is the true conditioning that Sage Vasishta has outlined, how the mind gets conditioned and how the mind gets trapped into the illusionary world. And also he has very well described into the last page about what are the how the way the sages see the world, what are the characteristics, how they experience everything, and what is the way they interact with the world and everything. So without much of a delay, let's begin. It starts from page number 198, which is 16th of July. So the Vasishta is still continuing. He says, after this considering, of course there is the story going on of the sage Suraghu and sage Pariga, and of course they had a chat about themselves, and when they talked about contemplating and about reflection about their experiences and whatever the knowledge they had, and thus after that they both got enlightened, and they performed their respective duties while they were enlightened sage. In the same way, there were two other sages who were living in the hermitage of sage Atri, and those two sages had two sons. And when the sages passed away, the sons also were little bit disturbed to begin with, but they went into the different direction in the forest. They went through their own hard work and self effort of understanding the self knowledge, and when they came together, they also reflected the same way what is the self knowledge, and they also had the conversation within themselves, and they also attained the supreme wisdom. Again, the conversation between two is the contemplation and the self reflection, the self reflection, which is he's been talking about now. Then Vasishta continues, no way, there is no other way that the self knowledge for the cutting, there is no way other than the self knowledge for the cutting a surrender and of the bondage of the crossing of the, means the self knowledge is the only way that you can help to cut the bondage away out of you. And like the way is he has given lots of examples, like the water, the raw, the wood is there in the water, the swami is there in the water, or anything else. These are all the body is reflected by the self. The body is nothing but the reflection of the self, and the self knowledge. What is the self knowledge exactly, and what is here he's talking about, that how it can cut the knowledge and all that. To understand that there is the existence inside you which is there all the time without you are being aware of it or not aware of it, which is witnessing what is there, which is changing in you. That is the self knowledge. To know that there is some entity inside me which has been always witnessing all the changes happening on the level of the body, level of the mind, level of the guna, level of the energies, level of the pranas, or energies, level of the whatever you can think of, level on the consciousness as well, and all those is just getting witnessed. And now understand, that was not getting witnessed before the body was born. That was there before the body was been come in the form and experiencing this. So this body is the tool which is being used for it to get witnessed by something which is non changing, pure and continuous, and that is why the whole change is being seen so clearly. Now this is what is the self knowledge, where the duality is dropped and you go beyond the duality and non-duality. So this is the wonderful thing to experience. It happens, again I will say, it happens naturally in the deep sleep, but in that sleep you are so much one with that, and you're gone beyond the consciousness. There is no entity or tool for you to hold on to. That's why you can't remember that, you can't think about that. And then he continues, the abandonment of this ignorance belief is the liberation. And then I'm changing, everything is changing, the whole world is changing, I'm this body, I'm born in this body, I'm living in this body, I'm acting in this world, I got a role, I'm a father, I'm a mother, I'm a son, I'm in this profession, I'm all those things. Whatever you have got, this is all disbelief, this is all beliefs. Once you free from all those things, your mental beliefs, your physical beliefs, your psychological beliefs, your social beliefs, then you go and become enlightened. That's what he's saying. The mind that is thus conditioned is a bondage. Liberation is a freedom from the conditioning, inner contact, attachment, and identification. So conditioning is nothing but the bondage, and that bondage is nothing but your inner contact, your attachment, your identification about yourself. This inner contact, which purposeful fictitious division alone, is the cause of bondage and liberation as well. Once you free from that, then you become liberated. So the Rama asks, what is conditioning and how can one be liberated? What is the cause of bondage? Then he said, conviction. Vasishtha said, conviction in the reality of the body. Now in you, what is that which is making you separate from this world? Think about this. It is your mind which is making you separate from the world. Is it the consciousness? Is it the energy? If you be in that form, you will see you are becoming one with that. Though there is little bit of agitation, it is very difficult for you to see the distinct separation. It is the body, the physical aspect of our existence, which actually definitely makes us different from the whole world. And that conviction in our body that I am born, I am so and so, this is my gender, this is my body, this is my healthy body, not healthy body, sick body, tall body, slow, whatever you are thinking about your body, your name, your form, your identification about the gender, everything makes you bound with these concepts and conditions, and that is what is the biggest conditioning. He who inquires, all this is indeed but the self, what I desire and what I should renounce, is established into the unconditioning state of liberation. I am not, neither there is any other person. So when you drop the body, immediately you start feeling that your mind is attached to the body. So the moment you drop the body, there is no mind, because your mind don't function if there is no body. So you immediately go beyond your mind and body, and the moment you go your mind and body into that particular state where you can just experience the pure experiencing happening, the pure witnessing happening, you will see, I am not, neither there is another, let this be, nor there be anything, and you start getting, you start feeling liberated from these concepts of your own conditioning and bondage. And that is what is the one is called the self-knowledge and the self-realization. That is where the steps of this. So he said conditioning can be illustrated of the following, and he has given lots of examples. The donkey, which is led by the master's role, or about the tree, about the worm, about the deer, about the numerous people who are born, about the weak humans who are thinking they are die again and again, about this, about the world illusion, which is like a river. He has given lots of examples, 10 examples he has given here. Then he mentions about the conditioning. He said the inner contact, attachment, or self limitations is of two kinds. One is adorable and the second one is sterile or barren. The sterile or barren conditioning is seen in fools, and the adorable conditioning is seen in truth. Now, what is the adorable conditioning? So if you are enlightened, if you got self-knowledge, if you self-realize, then also there will be some conditioning which will stay in you. And then he has given wonderful examples, like the elements. Elements are naturally doing their job. The air is flowing, and the space is there, creating the space for all the other four elements. The air is flowing, the fire is burning or giving the heat, the water is got the wetness, or the earth has got the heaviness, all those elements. Now your body is made up of all these elements, your mind is made up of all these elements. So these all elements are reflecting in you. So your body is also going through all those natural conditioning which is attached to with these elements. Like the eyes will keep seeing reflection of the light, the nose will smell, the mouth will have the words coming out, or the palate or the taste. So all this is naturally happening. This is also part of the conditioning. However, this is the natural conditioning that is happening, and you will not get attached to that, or you will not get bound by that. This will still continue till the time you have body and mind. So please understand this. This will still conditioning. That's why he has given them. This is called the adorable conditioning. On the other hand, under the influence of the sterile or barren conditioning, the mind falls prey to the desire for the pleasure, and diluted belief in such experience is delightful. Now your eyes has got the natural adorable conditioning of seeing. When you are your object, you want a particular object for those eyes to see, like I just want to see this thing, then you are conditioning, you are prey, you're becoming a prey, or you got desire for that pleasure. If I will see this, then only I will feel happy, then I will be, then only I will get the pleasurable experience, then only I will be at peace, then only I will be relaxed, all those things. If I will smell only this thing, then only I will feel better. If I will eat only this food, then only I will feel better. All those objectifying the sense pleasures or the sense experiences is actually binding you, is actually conditioning you. So that is the sterile conditioning, which is conducive in fools, and which will create this word experience in front of you, and that will cause you and give you the fear. And then the other one, when you realize that, oh, this is the natural thing that is happening, I don't have to worry about the objects, and you move the object, then immediately you fall into the adorable natural conditioning, and you will start going close to the self. Mental conditioning is burning pain to the limbs, oh Rama, but infinite expansion is the magic cure for the burning pain. The mind, which is unattached to anything, which is established in the peace of infinite expansion, is conducive to delight. He who stands rooted in the self-knowledge is liberated here and now. So he say, like, okay, you have a particular pain and you got the finite attachment, burning pain in your limbs, but the infinite expansion or the devotion to the infinite is but if you see the magnanimity of all the things happening here, and then that pain will become a very tiny bit thing in front of the whole this creation, the infinite consciousness that you are in, and then you will start becoming coming out of that will not be the right way, but the pain will still be there, but the suffering because of the pain will start going away. The pain is not that much painful. The suffering because of the pain, oh, I got this pain, how will I survive, will that get fixed, this suffering is actually causing the attachments and all that. So the magnanimity, when you see anything that is happening inside you, pain or pleasure or happiness or not happiness, and if you see it from the magnanimous point of view of the infinite consciousness, then everything looks very small and tiny, and when it's become tiny and small, then it loses significance and the bondage is dropped. Now again he continues, the mind should rest in pure consciousness as a pure consciousness. Before that, he has given a wonderful example. Doing what is appropriate at all time, the mind should not be attached to the actions, thoughts and objects. Neither should it be attached to the heavens above. The mind should not rest in the head, inside the palate, between the eyebrows, tip of the nose, or in the mouth or in eyes. It should not repose either in darkness or in light. The states of wakefulness, dream, sleep. It should not be unattached to the spectrum of the colors. The mind should not rest either at the distance or nearby, in front or in objects or in the sense experiences, the delusion state of happiness, concepts, percepts should have been hold over the mind. This is page number 202, 20th of July, the first paragraph. Vasishtha is saying this is wonderful. What the mind should not be attached and how the mind gets attached, he has explained that. The mind should rest in pure consciousness as pure consciousness. The meditator meditating on the meditator. Just a little externalized movement of thought and is aware of the utter vanity of the objects of this world. When thus all attachment has been snapped, the jiva becomes no jiva. The individuality of the consciousness holding and attached to this body gets dropped, and then you start immediately feeling what is the experience. Then he has explained that the experience is like deep sleep in wakefulness, the state in which the mind is freed from its characteristics movement of the thought, and in which there is only the experience of peace, is known as deep sleep in wakefulness. When such a state of deep sleep in wakefulness matures, means you more and more, more and more, more and more, more and more, you are becoming aware of this, not only between the time of the meditation for 15 to 20 minutes, but throughout the day, going back to that witness consciousness of understanding how the mind is getting attached to the different internal and external objects. What is the conditioning happening, why the conditioning happened in the past is affecting me now in the present. All those continuous exercise and continuous becoming aware of yourself matures this state, and you start naturally feeling resting in that state all the time while you are doing all the different actions. You will see yourself talking, you will see yourself listening, you will see yourself seeing, will see yourself not seeing, you will see yourself engage in your thoughts, you will see yourself engage into your experiences, but you will be still a portion of you, a big portion of you, a vast portion of you will be just witnessing and attached to that infinite consciousness, and there is just an attention which is coming from the stream of that consciousness, which will be working along with your body and mind through the senses. Understanding yourself and understanding the world is the right way of projecting this, if you are understanding what I'm saying. So that is where it is goes into the turiya state. That is what is been called as a turiya state, basically becoming one with the consciousness and just seeing the whole wakeful state happening and functioning on its own. Totally the cause of this world appearance is ignorance and non-investigation into this nature of reality, and then he has given all this another few examples. Now, all this is but the expansion of the relationship between pure experiencing and its experience. Pure experiencing, becoming aware of all these things you are experiencing. So that state of witnessing and experience. Experience means whatever has happened in the past. That is whatever has happened in the past, and that experience and this. And that experience is truly delight and self-bliss. It is the pure experience itself, and it is called Brahman. So that witness consciousness, it is there, it is experiencing everything, but I am detached from that, I am not attached to that, and it has experienced something, and all that is just happening into that witness consciousness, into that vastness, is called Brahman, or the absolute. This delight which arises in contact with the pure experiencing with experience is the highest. This pure experiencing is in itself infinite self. When such experiencing is free from decay or curiosity, it is liberation. When such experiencing is free even with this contact of subject-object relationship, then the word appearance ceases to be. Then arises the turiya consciousness, deep sleep or wakefulness. O Rama, by the following attitude, you will see the gain of divine insight and remain firmly established into the self-knowledge. This is the self-knowledge. This is understanding the real nature of yourself, the real self of yourself. I am the space, I am the sun, I am directions above and below, I am the gods, I am demons, I am in all beings, I am darkness, I am earth, I am ocean, I am dust, I am this. By adopting this attitude, you will rise above, beyond joy and sorrow. By following the attitude conducive for liberation, which is I am extremely subtle and transcendental self, I am in all and everything, there is nothing. This attitude will help you for liberation. The previous will help you to get the divine insight and remain firmly into the self-knowledge. And then there is another attitude, he said I, and that is attitude of I am this body. This attitude is a source of endless sorrow. So it is the same I am, but what you are attaching to that after that is important. I am this body and I am the part of this world. Sorrow, bondage, conditioning. I am that infinite consciousness. I am in everything and everything is happening me. You are freeing from yourself. You are going deep inside, experiencing the true nature of yourself, and you are freeing yourself from the liberation. Abandon those two false concepts of the bondage and liberation and live enlightened life here. There is no liberation in the sky or for the earth or neither for the world. Liberation is but the synonymous of the pure mind, correct self knowledge, and truly awakened state. Then he says, he who endowed with desirelessness treats the whole world as its footprint of the calf. The highest mountain stump has fallen off the failed tree space in a small box, and there means, you just start feeling the magnanimity of the infinite consciousness, and everything that is materialized and that is small start looking small in front of you, like a footprint of a calf it has given. When thus the truth is seen, desire to possess does not arise in the heart. Even the woman whose lover goes about doing her housework with her heart absorbed in the contemplation of the lover. He's just given the examples. O Rama, there are liberated beings among the worms and insects, and there are stupids among the gods as well. Exist, and these are exist all anywhere at all the times, all the way. So means there has been creatures who has understood this ultimate existence of themselves, and there has been energies who has understood the experience of true nature of themselves, but the energies are still attached and those creatures are free. It has been trying to give the example of that. That's why he's explaining all that. What not comes into being guided by time and space. On the other hand, what appears to be strong and powerful reaches to its own destruction. Abandon joy and sorrow, grief and attachment. The unreal appears to be real and the real appears to be unreal. Hence, give up hope, hopelessness, and attain equanimity. Now, this is the page I was talking before. He has given how the sage sees the world. What is the sage? All these worlds, O Rama, appears in Brahman, the absolute, but they are apprehended as the independent substantial reality on account of ignorance and non-wisdom. O Rama, such an enormous notion seizes on arising of the wisdom. Erroneous perception makes all the appear of the world, and right perception brings the cessation of the error. O Rama, the error is not dispelled except the right exertion and the right attitude of the wisdom. Blessed are you, Rama, that the right spirit of inquiry is already manifested in your heart. The sage who has realized the truth, who is liberated from the error here and now, behold the world as he would be in deep sleep without the least craving. He does not apprehend the inner intelligence, even those objects and experiences. The sage is unattached to anything or anybody. He is child among the children, old among the old, and hero among the hero, young among the young ones. And his soft and sweet words are full of wisdom. He is nothing to gain from the noble deeds. He is non-attached to bondage. He is not elated when the efforts bear fruit, or he is not worried when they do not. He is free from all the karmas and actions. He appears to take and to abandon with playfulness of a child. Knowing that the self, which is infinite consciousness, can bring all this about, he is not surprised even by such wondrous phenomena. He is not timid, he is not given outburst of anger. Knowing that beings are constantly born and they die constantly, he does not get swayed by the joy or grief. Therefore, he does not feel any justification. He does not feel any justification for either pity or joy. When all such concepts of pleasure and pain, desirable and undesirable, cease, all notions in the mind cease, error does not arise again, even as the oil does not obtain from the burnt seed. So he has wonderfully given the explanation on the 23rd of July, page number 205. the experience and the way the sages see the world. I don't know whether this continues or not. We will see that next time. But this is what is the beautiful explanation about today. What is conditioning, how the conditioning happens, how the mind comes into the being, how you can detach your mind from that. When you detach the mind, how the self knowledge arises, and once the self knowledge arises, the stage in which the self knowledge has arises, how he or she sees the world, is all that we cover in this week's pages. So keep reading this, and we will see you again next week with another week summary. Jai Gurudev.